There is something special about Tarmac Rally, but I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Is it the cars? Is it the people? Is it the challenge of finishing a grueling 4 days and 230 kilometres of flat out special stages? Maybe it's the prestige of a trophy and your name in the paper. Or is it simply the excitement of firing your car flat out into an apex and hoping you make it out the other side? There is something special about Tarmac Rally. I just don't know what it is.
My name's Will, and we've turned the cleanish JDM icon into a Tarmac Rally car. We've got a 3SG beams in the car at the moment. The only thing we've really done to it, as far as the head and bottom end goes, the bottom end's factory. We've got a rebuilt head with oversized valves. If anyone's got beams, titanium valves, they're like a serviceable item. So pull them out, reliability, chuck in the stainless oversized valves. It's had a small port job, like beams heads are pretty good for the factory, so it's just tightening up castings, so nothing crazy. And yeah, it's got a set of shaftless throttle bodies on it, tune length headers that are built for, I suppose the inlet and the actual headers are all designed to work as one with the cam and stuff that we're going to run when we build the bottom end. Yeah, factory gearbox, it's got a Toyota flywheel in it. We pretty much just did, it's pretty much bolt-ons with a Link G4 Storm Black Edition ECU powering it. Running on AE86. So yeah, as far as engine goes, it's not really highly strung or modified. When you start looking at suspension for sprinters, especially stuff from Japan, it's usually the same sort of spring rates, like 8 and 6 kilo. Too stiff. The rear end just bounces around. Wet weather, it gets worse. I think if you're drifting or if you're just doing track days, it's fine. Doing tarmac rallies and stuff, it's not the right stuff for the job. You need something with a lot more travel. Those that don't know, Riga, which is in this, do all the suspension for most like the super competitive rally cars around the world, especially in WRC, Dakar. That's pretty much all they make suspension for, motorbikes and stuff like that. It's all big travel, really staunch stuff, lots of adjustability, and it's got some crazy technology in it that I've never heard of before. And I was looking at suspension, and underneath this car is very similar to like a Mark II Escort. They seem to be able to do these jumps and just land and send it around corners and then just grip up, and a lot of weight transfer. And it wasn't just spring rate. Technically, the rear end of this is, it's an Escort setup, and they just say make your chassis work to it. But the front is obviously on Sprinter stubs. So yeah, it's awesome. It feels like riding on a cloud. The faster you go, the softer it gets, and every adjustment is huge in it, every single one. So these are 3-way adjustable. So we've got high speed, low speed compression and rebound. We're still kind of learning it in and out, but so far, yeah, we can't really fault it. It's not for everyone. If you see the car, it's obviously quite tall. You don't see many Trillanos set up as a bit of a rally car spec, so it looks a bit weird, but we've come to get a little bit fond of it. But yeah, no, Rigas, awesome. And be able to hit jumps. Now we've actually got a stump that's not like super low. We can actually hit a jump on purpose. Yeah, as long as we get through the end in one piece, I think we'll be fairly happy. It's always a bit of an adventure.
With the car all prepped and ready to go, there's only one thing left to do, and that's go hit some Tarmac Rally. The Adelaide Rally brings out some of the most amazing race cars and jams them all into one glorious place of motorsport heaven. Every car has been meticulously prepared, every driver ready to race, every co-driver wondering why the hell they agreed to sit next to someone while they drive a car flat out through the closed roads of the Adelaide Hills. Will and Collie are competing in the Classic Challenge, and the cars in this class are absolutely gorgeous. The main competitors are these immaculate Mark I Escorts and a turbo Haki E30 BMW. The green Mark I Escort won last year, and he's back to do it again, and he will definitely be keeping the boys honest over the rally. As much as they're all competing against each other, the real rival is going to be the rally itself.
have is the little Toyota coming towards us, the black and white piece. Have a look at the size of the wheels on this one. Entrant number 612, William Coulter and Andrew Colliver in the 1986 Toyota Sprinter AE86. Very nice, guys. Nice looking car, well turned out. Beautiful example of that type of vehicle.
No, it's our second rally, but hopefully the first one that the car actually runs properly. Got second, but with a lot of issues and a lot of luck. So literally went through the finishing arch, got given a medal, turned the car off and then couldn't start it. That was it. And it was like driving a tractor through. So there's a bit of strategy in rally. It's not like a hill climb. You can send it up and quickest time wins. It's more of a, I suppose, get through the stage quick as you can in one piece. Very much team sport. You can't do it solo. You've always at least got your navigator, but I can't imagine spending the coin to enter a rally without a support crew.
Here at the first stage as service crew. So the boys are going to be rolling down this dirt road here, and I'm going to jump straight in and check the tyre pressures while they're hot. So it's just a waiting game from here on in. Everything feels good?
Yeah. Where are you going to the next stage?
Good stuff. Get to it.
See you soon.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so I'm useless at organising anything, so this is why we have a navigator. Yeah, collie plans everything. Maybe just the type of guy he is. He's just fairly quiet, but yeah, seems to keep it pretty cool. I haven't seen him get too white yet, but in saying that, we haven't exactly had any hairy moments yet, touch wood. I think we always kind of say that just aim to finish, but with the car being a bit more sorted now, like, you know, we're obviously hoping for a podium finish. Worst thing is we could bin it. Hitting a tree, so the class we're in only mandates that you have a half cage. Hitting a tree side on would probably be the biggest thing we're worried about. Second to that would probably be, you know, just DNFing, like blowing up an engine. Like I'd rather lose being able to throw everything at it, rather than, you know, just, you know, especially if you're winning the entire weekend and something blows up and you can't fix it. Especially on this car, like.
end of day one, the boys had worked up a nice little lead out in front, but it wasn't without a few issues. On the longer run of Morialta, the motor had begun to have an ignition issue due to the coil packs getting very hot. We changed the plugs and gapped them to the correct spec. Then the decision was made to run the rest of the rally without the beams cover. It was the cover that was making the coil packs extra spicy, so it had to go. A quick check over the rest of the car, and that was day one, done and dusted. The Adelaide Rally is more than a motorsport race, it's a show, and they never miss when it comes to making sure there is always epic cars on display. This year was no different when they rolled out a factory-built WRC Toyota GT4 celica. And yes, these are the ones that got caught cheating with the genius bit of engineering to get more air past that turbo restrictor. It's only cheating if you get caught, but nonetheless the engineers were very clever on this one. Running the iconic classic Marlboro livery, there is no doubt this is a full spec rally car. Having a very close look, the build quality of this car is on a whole other level, using all sorts of exotic materials with no expense spared. It even runs 3 ECUs, one of which had the job of disengaging the centre diff, allowing the driver to do a handbrake turn while still driving the front wheels out of the corner. Toyota threw everything they had to try and win the World Rally Championship, and if you include all the R&D that worked into these, 1.2 million each to build. Epic to see it out and driving, what a machine.
Yep, yeah, sandwiches, and then Ray's over my shoulder there. We are zero cars, so we basically go through between the competition cars and the challenge field and just basically check that the roads are okay and the spectators aren't in bad spots and things like that, and yeah, and have a bit of fun at the same time. Evo 8, which is normally a circuit car, and we just seem to see this weekend and stuck a light on the roof, and yeah, it seems to do the job pretty well. Basically light and a siren, I guess, is to tell everyone we're coming. A lot of the time there'll be gaps between the cars, might be 5-minute gaps.
Had the car running so much better with no more pesky ignition issues. The Stanford Hill Climb special stage was always going to be a standout for Will as he grew up just a stone's throw away. So no doubt there was going to be a stage that the boys could put a very competitive time. Unfortunately, the 6-speed gearbox had other plans. And the synchros, when changing back into second, did not want to play the game. Having to take this tight left-hander that leads into a steep hill climb in third really hurt the time, and it was more than frustrating. Two standout cars of the rally were Jack Monkhouse and his Datsun 180B Triple S and the Jam Motorsport GT3 911. Just listen to these awesome race cars.
So my name's Liam and I am one of the competitor relations officers with the Adelaide Rally. So our role is to problem solve for the competitors between management and down the competition classes. If anyone's got an issue or a question or not sure on something, we're here to try and help them out and solve their problems. Yeah, that's probably our biggest challenge, and just the sheer number of crews that we require to make this event happen. So yeah, hats off to everybody who comes out and commits their time. Look guys, if you've got any interest, get in touch. Speak to the organisers and get on board. Come and have a crack.
The end of day 2 has all the competitors finishing up at the street party on Gooja Street. It's blocked off and packed full of rally spec race weapons. Everyone is encouraged to come out and have a look and get up and close with their favourite cars. It's a relaxing vibe, and it's great to see so many people enjoying motorsport on a Friday night. A short rest, but straight back into it in the morning of day 3, the realisation was beginning to dawn on us. We were only halfway through this rally. We still had 2 full days of competition, 2 full days of racing flat out and hoping that nothing goes wrong, 2 full days with the second gear synchro starting to be a real problem. An important thing is I'm in constant communication with the boys all day. It's fairly brief communication because I don't want to take any of Collie's time. So I'm on the side of the road now waiting for him. I'd normally shoot him a text, but I got no coverage. So they're just going to have to drive past and see that I'm here. So they'll be here any second now. And I'm going to follow them down the hill and we'll chuck some more fuel in the car. But yeah. The rally had been taking it easy on everyone up until now, but it was starting to show its true colours.
You've got to realise during COVID it's not just humans get lonely. So Armco is particularly lonely, particularly on Gorge Road where no one's been driving. So I thought of what I might do is look after it, massage it a bit at speed. We took a bit of the front mudguard off, the tyre, some other things. But with an angle grinder we managed to cut off half the panel. Then we changed tyres, did a few other things, got a school sign made out of plastic, used race tape, and it's as good as new. In fact, beautiful. BMW are adopting us around the world now.
Right, they contacted you, did they?
They did. They contacted us and said clearly a way to take weight off the car and enhance its looks.
Beautiful. So, hey, well, at least you're competing. You're still racing?
Absolutely. Still flat track.
The Mad Mile is a crazy stretch of road at the end of the Chain of Ponds stage. With blind crests into sharp turns, it definitely deserves its name. Being able to drive this road at 100% is worth the entry fee alone. Radio. Caution. Chain of Ponds. Oil on the road. There has been a catastrophic engine failure. And just like that, the little green Escort, his rally was over. The rally had claimed its first victim. His hopes of a back-to-back win smashed all over the road in an oily mess. Day 3. The feeling in the air was starting to change. Cars are on jacks, tools are out of the box. Was this just general maintenance, or a last-ditch effort to keep these cars in one piece? What if this rally isn't just 4 days of fun driving? What if this is really way harder than everyone had anticipated?
So I'm Carl Alexander and we're running this Spec C STI this year. Reasonable piece of kit. Unfortunately had a bit of bad luck yesterday, fried the clutch coming into Anstey's second run, but got up to the top of the hill and fortunately had some boys around the corner that towed us back to a workshop up in Paracombe and spent the afternoon doing a clutch on a GC9. So that's rallying for you, but yeah, here we are today, so we get to finish the event and from now on just enjoy it. Oh, we're probably 2 2 hours to get the box out. But yeah, one of the crew guys had to shoot down to Seaford to pick up the other clutch from the workshop. So by the time he got back, we had a pizza and a beer and got it back here, 10:30 at night. Yeah, pretty good. We've had, good clean runs and yeah, respectable times considering, some of the machinery we're up against, big dollar, big horsepower things. So yeah, it's holding its own.
It's good. It's good. We haven't blown it up yet. Co-driver keeps telling us that we just need to make it to the end and not send it. We're casually listening to that call. There's a few scenarios where the gearbox doesn't like to go into second, so I don't think there's anything we can really do about it. Big Heel Toe's going to fix it for after day one, but yeah, we just got to live with it. Just trying to keep on the road so we can beat a BMW E30 M3 heart gear. So fingers crossed, make it to the end, really, without blowing it up.
Don't break it, don't put it in a guardrail.
Rock up with your car and send it and get to a podium unless you're really lucky.
Up until now, our car's been running great. A couple of coil pack issues on the first day, but apart from that, it's been running really sweet. But we did have a bit of an issue with changing back down into second. Will was saying it was a little bit tricky, and now it doesn't want to change up into second either. So taking off from the start lines on each stage, he's struggling to get into second. So this is a bit of a drama. We still have half a day or 3/4 of a day worth of rallying, and we need that gearbox to hold together. Hopefully the teeth stay on the gears and we don't lunch second and put it through the rest of the gearbox, because that'd be a DNF and that would be not very nice. But we do have a pretty solid lead, so really the goal from here for the rest of the day is just get that car across the finish line.
Christmas! 59.49. We'll see if we get you that new Ferrari for Christmas, guys.
I'll have a gearbox instead.
Gearbox, alright, we'll get
Just the gearbox will do. It'd be great.
No, we'll see what we can do.
Thanks, mate. I'd rather lose being able to throw everything at it rather than just, especially if you're winning the entire weekend and something blows up and you can't fix it.
Got a text. Motor's blind. We're on Deviation Road. That's it, I guess. It's a rally done. Oh, that is brutal. Alright, I better get over there. Feels crap, you know. The DNF is, you'd rather come second than get a DNF. I really feel for the boys right now. Worked up a really good 5-minute lead and they just had to bring it home. I'm running out of fuel, awesome. And that gearbox was looking like the worst of our problems, and then all of a sudden the motor lets go. I don't know all the details, I'm on my way there now, but man, rally can really be a heartbreaker. Morale's going to be low on this one. I'm feeling it. And just as we thought it was all over. Okay, so the car's still moving. They're just trying to make the next stage within time. So, I mean, they got 5 stages left for the day. The car does not sound happy. It's burning a lot of oil. So I don't know what he's done, whether it's a head gasket. Rod's not out of the block though. The thing's still turning, he's still driving. So who knows, we might be able to still finish. Whether he's going to chew through that 5-minute lead and lose first place at the podium, I'm not sure, but we're kind of still in this. Oh, rally, why do you do this to us?
Will and Collie limped the car back to the oval for lunch break. The big question everybody was asking themselves, is this car going to hold together? We still had 16 kilometres of special stages to go.
I think it's got a blown ring or ringland. Yeah, it's not too happy. It's pumping a lot of oil out.
Yeah.
A lot of smoke, and not a lot of power happening. Yeah, 4 stages left. Just going to try and make it to the end of the day.
Yep.
See how we go. We've got 6 minutes in buffer, so
6 minutes.
we only lost 30 seconds on the last stage with 3 cylinders. So if we can keep that up, be alright. But we've got a couple of uphill stages, so we'll see how we go with that. So yeah, we obviously took the injector off that's unhappy. Pretty sure it was cylinder 3. And yeah, since doing that, obviously it's not throwing fuel in there anymore, so it's a bit less smoky. And that's the plan, just bring it home, get across the finish line. We can do it with our 6-minute buffer, that'd be nice.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully bring home the win on 3 cylinders with half the day left. That'd be a good story, I think.
This isn't stressful at all, is it?
Nah, not at all. It's perfectly fine.
The sprinter had been dealt a fatal blow, but it wasn't getting taken down without a fight. We had half a day to go. 4 more stages.
But let's see if we can at least get this car across the finish line. So I just rung a really good friend of mine who is the most knowledgeable person that I know when it comes to engines, and he's explaining to me that if the boys run and it is a cracked piston and the head of the piston comes off, he's going to lunch the entire engine. It'll be a pile of scrap. So that's kind of what we're dealing with here. These are the stakes in the doesn't matter. Do we try and finish the rally on 3 cylinders? Do we risk a beam's head being damaged beyond repair? Do we just call it quits and go grab a beer at the pub and say it was fun while it lasted? So they just finished the first stage out of the 4 that they need to complete. I popped the bonnet real quick and had a look underneath. There is a little bit of oil coming out the catch can, but it wasn't catastrophic amounts, so they're still in the run. It sounds like a Subaru WRX, but it's still driving, it's still moving. A small win, and it's not a good way to win, but someone's put a car on the roof apparently on the next stage. So they've actually downgraded the stage, which means they don't have to compete on that. So it's a small win for us. It's one less stage that anyone's going to be putting a time on. So from what they were calling on the radio with the marshals, no medical have been called, so that should be fine. But yeah, we just got 2 more to go. I'm heading over to basically the finish line of the entire rally now. This could happen. It could still happen.
And after a stressful, anxiety-inducing afternoon, we did it.
Oh my God! You finished! I can't believe you boys pulled that off. Did you just finish the Adelaide rally? Yeah. Oh my God! You're a winner. Just. Well done, bro. Well done. I did it, Mum. I did it.
Oh, I got it right.
I was good.
Winning challenge classic. We've got Will Coulter and Andrew Coliver.
Yeah, we do. Lads!
There is something special about Tarmac Rally, and I think it is the cars. And it's definitely the people. But maybe it's these emotions, as everything's going great, then disaster, to barely limp the car home for a win. It's the way it makes us feel, in a way that only 230 kilometres of special stages can. The stress, the letdown of an ever-inevitable DNF, and the sheer relief of just finishing the rally, let alone standing on a podium. Is this the something special? I guess we'll need to come back and do it all again, just to make sure.
When are we going to get to see you actually drive your AE86?
Well, Jamie was on my case yesterday.